Hi everyone and welcome to KRYPTAK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin finally broke out and its next target is $70,000 and we're going to find out why. Let's get started. This is episode number 52 and the title of this episode is Bitcoin Breakout, $70,000 is next. But before we do that, take a quick look at this. If you're on your phone and you want to subscribe to the KRYPTAK YouTube channel, open up the YouTube app, search KRYPTAK, click on the subscribe button and the bell notification icon and set it to all. That way, every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification and you can stay up to date with the latest Bitcoin price action and news. And charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken chart. These are all daily candles and Bitcoin is trading at $65,850. So we are approximately, just do a quick calculation there, from where we are now to where we to the all-time high of 67,000. We're about $1,132. We're $1,132 off the all-time high. That's 1.72%. Now, if you were to be a bit more specific and we look at the highest point that we actually got up to today and do a calculation, so the highest point we got up to today was about 66,539 thereabouts. So we would have been, at that time, we would have been only like $450 or 0.68% off the all-time high. Taking a look at a few indicators here, we see we got a nice healthy bounce off the EMA on the daily. Remember, these are all daily candles here. So we got a healthy bounce there back in the 28th of October. I spoke about this in my episode last Saturday. That's episode number 52. And then we got another healthy bounce here on Saturday on the day I recorded that. And I was saying that, look, this looks like it's going to push us up a bit. So the last 3 days, obviously from Saturday, Sunday and today, have been healthy bullish candles and steady price increases. Now, taking a quick look at the RSI, the RSI is still under 70. It is trending upwards now. This kind of shaded region here, this line represents 70. Over that, you kind of get a bit worried that there's corrections going to happen. I mean, it can still correct today. You can still correct at 65, the same as it can correct at 85. It could still correct, but it gets more likely the higher up into 70 plus you go. But yeah, look, we're trading at $66,000 and the RSI is, only 65. That is not bad at all. So getting rid of that. And yeah, the MACD. Now, something interesting is happening on the MACD. Remember, this is the MACD on the daily. So here back on the 23rd of October, we had a deck cross or a bearish cross where the blue line crossed under the orange line. These are just two different moving averages. Typically, when the blue line crosses under the orange line, we get a few days or depending on what indicator. This is the daily one. You get months or weeks as well, but this is the daily. You get a few days of bearish action. That's exactly what we've had over the last 2 weeks. We've had these kind of bearish action, and look what's about to happen now. The blue line's about to cross over the orange line, and that's what we call a bullish cross on the MACD on the daily, or a golden cross. Now, I just want to have a quick look at something there. I mentioned something that just kind of reminded me about it, so take a quick look at that. Yeah, so for the last 2 weeks, we haven't really had although we had that kind of deck cross on the MACD, we didn't really have bad action. It kind of was more consolidation more than anything, so I just wanted to kind of highlight that. Now, referring to the title of this episode, why I think Bitcoin is going to go to $70,000, have an all-time high and then hopefully break $70,000. Having a look at a few price targets. So we're going to look at some Fibonacci retracements. So this is the all-time high, this red perforated line. I'm going to start my Fibonacci level here. I'm going to bring it down to the lowest point we went on this dip, if you want to call it that. I mean, the lowest point was like $58,000 here. So this is the 0, this is the 1, and these are Fibonacci retracement levels. So the next level we should be looking at is the 1, which would be the all-time high of $67,000, but the next one after that, the target would be 1.272. that's $69,000, just under $70,000, but I don't think it's going to stop there. So I think it's going to break 70. I mean, the level after that then is 1.4, and that'd be 70,725. So maybe that's a more realistic target. Yeah, so just a brief note on these Fibonacci extensions or retracement. In this case, it's an extension. Yeah, Bitcoin doesn't tend to just go straight up. I think we've all figured that out at this stage. It tends to go on these rallies, but then has a correction, comes down, and usually kind of somewhere kind of rests along and finds support on some of these Fibonacci retracements before continuing on. Does the same thing over again, and it works the same in the opposite as well. And basically what you're mapping there is, there's nothing it's not that these levels are particularly special or it's that predictable, but you're mapping human psychology, you're mapping fear and greed, you're mapping where people put in their longs and their shorts. So traders will base their trades, whether it's long or short, based on these levels, because they know about they know that Bitcoin tends to obey these levels, and traditional assets tend to accumulate around these levels as well. So I mean, if you look at the 1.6, if we were to go up that high, that'd be 72,500, and it tends to be a very respected level. Just having a look, like even just taking a look at what Bitcoin did since the all-time high. So here's the all-time high, that's your 1. Crashed down and found support. Obviously this is the 0 because I just drew it like that. But look along the way, it found a bit of support along the 0.2. Bounced up again, perfect rejection off the 0.6. Down again, bit of support on the 0.2 before falling down. Back up again, rejected by the 0.5, down to the 0.2. Up to the 0.6, rejecting down. So you can get the picture. They tend to rest along these levels. Okay, so Bitcoin obviously broke out of this white triangle pattern, this consolidation pattern, this triangle pattern. So if you want to take a look at just a brief target calculation, there's the height of triangle. We added to the point of the breakout, and that should come in around $70,000. It was a bit higher, $75,000. So that's one possible scenario. I do think that's going to happen. It'll probably happen before the end of the month. Like even just if I just undo that and take a quick look at it again, right? So just take a look at that again. And if you look at the angle as well, look where Bitcoin is now. It's gone up. It's having a bit of a rejection. So it might come down here again. It's not going to perfectly bounce along that, but even if it does, if it follows the same angle as that or a similar angle, you're going to have like $75,000 by the 15th of November. That's a week's time. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's quite possible. Bitcoin has done crazy stuff like that before. So, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Right, now if we look at a less conservative price target, look at this flagpole here. If we take the bottom of this price action all the way up to the top here, the all-time high, and we add that to the price to the breakdown. Sorry, I'll try it again, take the gloves off. Add it to the price to the breakout there. Now, what's the price target then? I did something similar to this back in episode number 51 last Saturday. If you haven't checked it out, please do. So that's $89,000. My own target is $88,000. I've been harping on about that for the last few months because I do think it's going to happen. It's only a question of, I don't think it's if anymore. I think it's just a question of when. And at that point, I would be taking some sort of profits or maybe sell 0.1 into the exchange or something like that. I haven't fully decided yet. Yeah, so that's it for, gonna leave it there. That's the end of this episode. So if you've learned anything new or got any sort of value from this episode, maybe consider clicking on that like and subscribe button. It really does help me out. It's really appreciated and it helps me grow the channel. Also, it helps you keep all your subscriptions in one place so you get notifications when the YouTubers you are subscribed to upload new videos. So it's actually very, very convenient. And as usual, Sláinte. Bye.